Wendy and Keith are joining us today online. Hi, Cecily. We have 2 minutes. Another minute. Hey, when you sign in, just say hello. So I know you came, and I can say hi back after class. So, hello there, good morning. It's 11 o'clock. Whenever I say that, I wanna say what Irv Weinstein used to say, but I'll refrain. So this is a foundational yoga class. I am going to read from one of Dr. Joe Dispenza's books, it's called Becoming Supernatural. And I'm going to read you a study that he's done actually on thousands of people over time. But in 2016, he did a study at an advanced workshop in Tacoma, Washington. The study was, what is the effect elevated emotions had on the immune system? So they did a number of things. They took saliva samples, they took blood, and when I went a month and a half ago to his advanced retreat, I was one of 30 people they did the same thing with. So he will be writing about that in the future. And one of the things they measured was IgA. That's the immunoglobulin A. It's a protein marker for the strength of the immune system. It's one of the most important ingredients in the entire immune system, and it's very, very, very powerful. So actually he goes on to say IgA is an incredibly powerful chemical, one of the primary proteins responsible for a healthy immune function and the internal defense system. It's constantly fighting a barrage of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other organisms that invade or are already living within the body's internal environment. And by the way, just so you know, in case you don't, you have millions of bacteria, millions and millions of bacteria, and lots of viruses living in you. They are parasites to you, the host, okay? Your body has adapted to all of them. Now, there are healthy bacteria, and there are neutral bacteria, and there are unhealthy bacteria. The unhealthy bacteria you don't want to have, but if your immune system is strong enough, you won't even know you had them. Viruses, the same thing. Your body and the virus or the bacteria or the fungi have developed a symbiotic relationship. That if, when your immune system is healthy, there's no problem. When it's not, that's when you have a situation. So it's constantly fighting a barrage of these pathogens that invade or are already living in the body's environment. It's so powerful, IgA, that it's better than any flu shot or immune system booster you could possibly take. When it's activated, it's the primary internal defense system in the human body. When stress levels, and therefore the level of cortisol primarily, go up, and adrenaline, it lowers the levels of IgA, thereby compromising and downregulating the immune system's expression of the gene that makes the protein to keep you healthy. So if you're someone who gets fearful of what's going on today, you have suppressed and depressed your immune system. And he now has the clinical evidence to prove just that. So during this 4-day workshop, he asked the participants to move into an elevated emotional state for 10 minutes. That's it. For 4 days. 10 minutes, 3 times a day for 4 days. So in an elevated emotional state such as joy or peace or inspiration or gratitude. He was wondering at the time in 2016, if we elevated our emotional state, could we change our immune system, and in particular the IgA levels? Because we know that when you are fearful, the immune system depresses. He was thinking, well, if that's the case, then it's got to be the reverse. So if we elevate our emotion, then the immune system's got to get stronger. The results amazed us. IgA levels shot up by 49.5%. Hello? I don't have to read anymore. Your primary immune system defense mechanism, IgA, shot up 49.5% by staying in an elevated emotion for 10 minutes 3 times a day for just 4 days. If you do it more than 4 days, these days would be a good idea to do it every day, then you're going to increase that 49.5% even more. And the virus, if you come in contact with it, it's not going to have an effect. We now know this. Back in 2016, it was 116 or 117 participants. He now has over 1,000 test cases where he shows exactly that happening. And it happens for anyone who does the work. Sits down, closes their eyes, elevates their emotions. He now has them doing it in walking meditations where your eyes are open so that you elevate your emotions. And therefore you enhance or strengthen your immune system. Does this make any sense to you? Hopefully I explained it simply enough where it's very understandable. So right now, and I do this almost every class, we're going to close our eyes, we're going to only stay here for a couple minutes, and I always say, elevate your emotions, okay? So do just that, close your eyes. Get comfortable, close the eyes, start breathing through the nose. Breathing through the nose activates one of the branches of the autonomic nervous system, which is the relaxation response, and that helps to elevate the immune system. Just that itself, proper breathing. So breathe through the nose and lengthen your breath to a count of 5 or 6 or 7 on the inhale, and the same on the exhale, whatever is comfortable for you. And while you are there, focus in on the heart. The heart is the center, the energy center, the chakra, that is the bridge builder, and takes anything that's dichotomous or duplicitous and unifies it. And it's from here you elevate your emotions. bring to your heart mind something that makes you smile or makes you feel joyful or gratitude for someone or something or a pet. Continue to breathe that smooth, deep, slow breath. All the while uplifting, feeling that elevated emotion, not just thinking of it, but feeling it. That's the state you want to bring yourself to, where you're both thinking and feeling so that you create a state of being. When you are in that elevated emotion and your heart becomes coherent, that energy is going to pop and it's going to go right up into the brain and inform the brain to become coherent. The brain will turn off some centers and turn on others. And all these centers that are turned on will be working harmoniously with each other instead of separately. Now, as you continue to stay in that state, and you start your movement, your yoga practice, that is your opportunity to stay elevated. As you lower your chin and begin half circles with your head and neck, stay uplifted. Keep the smile on your face. Move your head in a full circle. Feel joyous, because you are the one who just created that state of mind, that state of being. And reverse direction. And then bring your head back to center and look from side to side. Bringing your shoulders back. As a matter of fact, moving your entire torso back just a little bit. And that usually will stack your shoulders right over your hips, which is where you want them. Now roll your shoulders. All right, who has wall space at home? Raise your hand. You don't need much space, and even if you want to use a doorway, you can do that. I want you to do wall dog. You all know what wall dog is. Put your hands on a wall, you walk your feet back, and you go like this, right? So, find a spot where you can do that. Even put your hand between one set of pictures and another set of pictures, or lower them enough so that you can do this. The hands, you really don't want them lower than your hips. And lengthen those arms, straighten the arms. The feet are right underneath the hips. So walk your feet forward if they're way back. Set them up, the heels are down, the heels are underneath the hips. Work this. Try to get your spine lengthened and aligned. Lift your sits bones. See if you can straighten your legs. And then come on up. Now, walk your feet. You can either keep your feet where they are or walk them back a little bit more. And do some wall push-ups. So as you're doing this, let the elbows go wide initially. Okay? Both feet, if you're seeing me, this is not the way you're doing it. You're at the wall with both feet next to each other. But just to demo, I have one foot in front of the other. And let the elbows go wide. Now take the elbows and keep them in so that when you bring your head closer to the wall, the elbows are going right near your torso. And do about 10 of those. So you're feeling it in your arms, your triceps. You're starting to get warm there, heated up. This is where it's really nice if we're all together in one spot, but such as it is. All right, come on back to your mat. And just pick your left foot up. It's a little bit in front of you, it's hovering. Now start to work your posture. Lift your sternum. Take your arms out for balance if you want, or you can just let your hands hang. Now bring your knee up. And then let the foot hover again. Then take the foot out to the left and forward, as though you were a dancer, and to the left and forward. And bring your knee up and set your foot down. And go to the other side. The right foot just hovers. It's a little forward. It's just lifted up a little bit. Bring the knee up. And let the foot hover. Take the foot out to the right. Leg out to the right. And forward. To the right again. And forward. Bring the knee up. Foot is hovering and set it down. Walk in place. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Squeeze your legs towards each other. So the ankles are not kicking out. Get your balance so the ankles stay in line. Bring it up higher. Lower it, but don't come all the way down. Bring it up higher again. Hover. Lift it. Hover. Shift to your right foot. Hovering. Come back to center and shift to the left foot. Hovering. Back to center. Lower the heels. Take your left knee and lift it up. Set it down. Make sure you're breathing. Right knee, lift it up. Set it down. Come on into chair. Bring the arms down in line with the torso. Bring the arms parallel to the floor, forward. Bring the arms up in line with the torso. Lift the left heel. Set it down. Lift the right heel. Set it down. Now this time when you lift, try not to shift. Lift the left heel, set it down. Right heel, set it down. Arms down and back in line with the torso. Arms forward and up and come all the way up. And release the arms. Come into tree pose. Left foot lifts up. Sternum lifts up. Start to align yourself. Take your hands and bring them to the heart. Take your left arm out. Bring it back. Right arm out. Bring it back. Set the foot down. Right foot lifts up into your tree. Hands to the heart. Sternum lifts. Right arm reaches out to the right. Back to center. Left arm reaches out to the left. Back to center. Set down to mountain pose. Inhale the arms up overhead. Look up. Bring your hands in steeple. Slight back bend. Lift up and out of your lower back. And then bring the hands down in front and come into a forward bend. Now bend your knees and then start to straighten them. And bend and straighten. And continue to work the legs, slowly opening up at your pace. Now, see if you can hold them straight or straighter than they were, and feel that stretch. Stay with it. Pick your toes up. Now, inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, release. Do it again. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. This time, inhale, the arms out to the side. Exhale, release. Sweep your mat. Inhale back up, halfway. And down. Each time you come up, you're drawing the shoulder blades together. In breath on the way up. Exhale on the way out. Straighten up that lower back. Keep going. And just hang. Now from here, start to bend your knees. Come into a deep squat. Keep your fingers on the floor. Walk the balls of your feet back so that you lengthen your toes so they're no longer crunched. Start to lift your torso so your hands lift up. Place your hands on your thighs. Verticalize your torso. Lift those heels as high as you can. Stack the heels right over the balls of the feet. And then take your knees wide and your hands down. And come down as deep as you can. You're stretching out your lower back. The back of the legs are out of play. Now this will also stretch your psoas. We normally call that the hip flexor. But the psoas is also runs along the back. Starts, I think, at the 10th rib and originates from there. So you can be tight in the psoas muscle along the back of the spine. Now come into a forward bend once again. Soften the knees and roll all the way up. Once you're up, take the arms, reach them out and up, clasp your hands, push your palms all the way up, look up, come out of your lower back, pull your belly in, and then look forward and release the arms. Roll your shoulders. So turn sideways on your mat. My mat's always sideways towards you. Turn sideways, come to the middle, and then take your feet wide. Now from here, turn your right foot out. Check it out. Right heel bisects the left foot. And come into your warrior two. Now breathe here. And make sure that knee is right over the heel. It's not forward of it. If it is forward of it, take a longer stance. Peaceful warrior. I'm going to match you guys. And then warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Parshvottanasana. Peaceful warrior. Parshvottanasana. Inhale to peaceful warrior. And exhale, Parshvottanasana. Inhale to warrior two. Now straighten your front leg. Slide to your right. Come on back up. Slide to your right. Come on back up. Slide to your right. I think I have you on the right direction. I'm not sure if I said right foot out. Coming into your triangle. Come on into warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Turn the foot forward. Take your hands to your hips. So whatever side you were on, go to the other side. I'm going to go to my left side. Bend that knee of the foot that's turned out. Float the arms up. Come into peaceful warrior. All the way. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Parshvottanasana. Peaceful warrior. Parshvottanasana. Open it up. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, Parshvottanasana. Bring it back to warrior two. Straighten out that front leg. Slide towards that front leg. Come on back up. Again, slide. Arms remain parallel. Inhale, back up. Exhale, slide and come into your triangle. Breathe here. That's all you need to do. Warrior two. Hands to the hips. Straighten that leg. Turn the foot in, but now bring the heels in so the feet are turned out. And hands to the hips. So now I want you to just start to move side to side. And as you move side to side, straighten one leg, come back to center, straighten the other leg, coming back through center, just going deeper side to side. Now, take your hands down closer to your knees. Shoulders are going to go up, that's okay. You're just going to go from side to side. If you need to take a longer stance, take a longer stance. Now, if you want to, you can start to move. You can put your hands down, or Skandasana. Start to stretch the inside of that straight leg and the back of that straight leg. Go to the other side, you get the other one. Just keep moving. Come back to center, bending forward, hands down. What I want you to do is walk your hands forward about a foot to 18 inches. Slide your shoulders forward. Lift your heels up. Put weight into your hands and then slide back, putting the heels back down. And then coming forward, put more weight into the hands, slide back. When you come forward again and the weight goes into the hands, come up onto the balls of the feet, maybe the toes, then slide back. I just want you to feel the strength you have in your arms that will support you when you put more weight into them. Do this a few more times. And then from here, you're going to lift your heels a little bit, bend your knees, put some weight into your hands, and jump your feet together. Then you're going to jump them wide. You're going to move your hips back, take the weight off your arms, slide forward, put the weight back on the arms, jump the feet together, jump them wide, and do that a few more times. And then take your feet wide, slide your hands back, bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up. Bring your feet together. Shake it up. How are y'all doing? Right on? Good? All right, take your feet into, and your legs into Tadasana, mountain pose. Lift your left foot, cross your left ankle on the right thigh. Bend the right knee. And take your arms wide for balance. Move your hips back. Flex this lifted foot. Take your hands to the inside of the knee and the ankle. Unless you're losing your balance, then your arms may be like this. Lift those sits bones. Deepen the bent, standing bent leg, right leg. And come on back up. Use a wall to help yourself out with that one. Shift the weight to the left foot, right ankle crosses on top of the left thigh, above the knee, not on the knee. Start to bend the left leg, send the hips back. Take the hands to the inside of that right leg. Work as you need to maintain balance. Deepen this pose, feel that, and then come on up. Is anybody warm? I am. This is your break. All right, come to the top of your mat. Let's do a salutation to the sun, because it'd be nice to see that. So let's come to the top of where you stand. Take the arms, lift them up. Then come into that forward bend. Gaze forward as you come up halfway on the inhale. Release back down. Set your hands. Step your right foot back. Then your left foot. You're in plank pose. Just hold this pose for a moment. Lower your knees. Lower your chin, your chest, then your hips, and come into Shalabhasana. So you may not be able to see my upper body, but that's all right. Shalabhasana, you can either do this or you can clasp your hands. Either way, lift just the torso. Keep the tops of the feet down, legs inner spiraling. Now lengthen the back of your neck. Release your hand to the outsides of your chest. Curl your toes. Press back up and into downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Pedal out. Now, still your movement. Take your left hand, touch the outside of your right ankle, put the hand back. Right hand, left ankle, put the hand back. Do it again. Left hand, right ankle, right hand, left ankle. Now come up onto the balls of your feet, lift those heels nice and high, bend those knees, step your right foot forward, and your left foot. Open up halfway, back bending, release. Take the arms wide. Lift all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, palms together in front of the heart. Close your eyes for a moment and bring yourself to that happy place once again. Eyes closed. Breathe through the nose. Release the hands. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward bend. Open it up halfway. Release. Plant the hands. Left foot steps back. Right foot back. Plank pose. This time, left hand touches the right shoulder and down. Right hand, left shoulder and down. Again. Left hand right, right hand left. Lower your knees. Lower your chin. Push back up. So knees are down. You're going to do 4 or 9 more. We call them push-ups. So you don't have to go all the way down. Go to where you can go. and just do it. And then when you're done, reach back to a child's pose. While in child's pose, bring your arms back so that you can rest your arms. Now reach your arms forward once again. Lift your hips, curl your toes, come into your down dog. And then take your right foot and step it way over to the right. Just reach it over to the right. And then step it back. And step your left foot over to the left. And reach it back. Right foot to the right. Back behind you. Right foot, same foot to the left. Back behind you. Left foot to the left. Back behind you to the right. Back behind you. Set it down so you're in down dog. Slide forward into your plank. Lower your knees, lower your chin and chest. Come into a cobra with bent elbows. Back into your downward dog. Walk your hands back. Hang in your forward bend. Come back into your downward dog. Step your left foot forward. Spin your right heel down. Come on up into a peaceful warrior. So the left arm is lifting up. Come into warrior two, into Parshvottanasana. Take that left arm and reach it so that it's reaching transversely to you. And then set that left arm, left knee. Left arm is down on the thigh. Right arm is reaching up. Come on back up to peaceful warrior. And then windmill forward and down. Step it back. You can either stay in down dog or move through a vinyasa. Ending up back in your downward dog. And now step your right foot forward. Spin your left heel down. Come up into a peaceful warrior. Right arm raises up. Right knee stays bent throughout this entire sequence. Warrior two. Parshvottanasana. Peaceful warrior. Parshvottanasana. Do it again. Peaceful warrior. Parshvottanasana. Parshvottanasana. Take that. Now take that right arm. The left arm is lifted up. Take that right arm and reach it. And then set it back. And come into warrior two. Did we do a triangle here? I don't know. Now from here, come into a peaceful warrior, and then windmill. Forward and down. Step back. You can either come into down dog or child's pose. or flow through your vinyasa. Ending up in down dog or child's pose. If you're in child's pose, come on back into down dog and come to the center of your mat with your feet. So either walk them forward or jump and then come down. So I picked it up a little bit today. A little more of just a fluid workout. We were flowing more. The poses were not any more challenging or difficult. It's just the way I sequenced it and timed it. So take a moment, close your eyes. Sit up tall, close your eyes. Once again, find that happy place. And if you do not yet know how to do this, this is your practice in your meditations. If you know how to do this, go right there. Or do the rituals you need to do before you go there, but bring yourself there eventually. Now from here, take your legs in front of you and then take the right foot in, the left foot in. I'm still so used to mirroring that to not mirror and do the same side as you is a challenge for me. But when you see me on the screen, it looks like you're doing the same side as me, because the screen is reversed. So, anyway, take your right hand down to the outside of your right hip. Sit up taller. Left arm is still gripping that knee area, that left leg. Now from here, lift up the sternum even more. Sit up taller. This is challenging to get these muscles to work. I'll take the left arm and reach it up. Now you're going to start to come forward. You're going to use that right hand to help push you forward and reach as far as you can. That left knee is going to want to go out to the left. Keep that left knee in so that foot is right in near the thigh. That left foot is in as close as you can get it. And then if you have the flexibility, that is you're leaning forward pretty well, you can take your upper left arm in front of the thigh. If not, grab onto your right leg somewhere or your foot. So anybody at home who's fairly flexible and wants to go into the depth of this pose, you take your left arm, you start to reach it out, and you inner spiral. And you bring that left hand back behind you. The right hand goes behind you and you clasp hands. And now slowly come on back up. Straighten that left leg. Take the right foot, bring it all the way in as close as you can get it. Take the left hand to the outside of the left hip. Right arm is wrapped around and you're just pulling yourself, your torso, taller. Press into that left hand, pull with that right arm, straighten up. Now take the right arm and reach it. The right arm. Start to lean forward, pressing into that left hand that's on the floor behind you. Reach, reach, reach. Once again, do the same thing. Either grab the shin or the ankle or the foot, wherever you can, or block, what's known as block. Keep that right knee from moving to the right. Keep it vertical if you can. And if you want to wrap that hand back around you and the other one, you can do so. And slowly come on back up. Now, both legs in front of you. Bend the knees, bottoms of the feet are on the mat. Take your hands back behind you. Now, fingertips can be facing forward, out to the outside, or fingertips can be facing behind you. When the fingertips are facing behind you, that's the easiest direction for your shoulders. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, and lift the sternum. And start to lift your hips. And look straight up, and then lower back down. Now, when you're lifting your hips up and you've got your hands like this, they're not like this, they're like this. That means this part, this entire part, knuckle, is pressing down so that the weight doesn't just dump into your wrist right here. It dumps into the fullness of the entire hand, okay? Otherwise, your wrist may hurt. So roll the shoulders up and back, and by lifting the sternum, the shoulders roll down, lift the hips up behind you. Exhaling, touch the glutes. They just touch, inhale, lift back up. Exhale, touch the glutes to the mat. Inhale, lift back up. We're going to do two more. Lower it down, press into the knuckles. Exhaling, lower down. Inhale, raise it up and stay there. And lower down. Now, take your right hand and grab your left hand and try to pull your hand right off of your arm. So you're lengthening through the wrist because of all the compression. Now switch. Pull on the right hand and lengthen. Okay. Come on down onto your back. If you have a block or a pillow that's sturdy, or a bolster, put it underneath your sacrum. Block. And lay down first, then put it underneath your sacrum. So your knees are bent, you come up into a bridge, you lift your hips up, you place it, and if you don't find the spot right away, you will. You may have to make a few adjustments. Take your legs straight up. And I want you to just kind of relax there. Find that sweet spot where there's very little muscle contraction and you're actually relaxed. Take your arms in goalposts. You're just relaxing here. Soften. Breathing. Work on deepening your breath. then bring your feet down. Lift your hips up, take the block out from underneath. Lower the hips once you do. Lengthen your legs, bringing yourself into your Shavasana pose. Getting yourself as comfortable as you can. Now relax and release into your mat. Soften every muscle in your body. Let go and surrender. Bring to mind once again the thoughts and the feelings that bring you to your happy place. Do this as often as you can throughout the day. When a thought crosses your mind throughout your day, and it's a random thought, and it happens to lift you up, stay with it. If it's the opposite, let it go. Keep working the formula. Opening your heart, elevating your emotions, breathing slowly and smoothly, maintaining your focus on an elevated emotion. Stay present. Stay with that elevated emotion. Bring yourself back to your point of focus. Move your head from side to side. Wiggle your toes. Move your fingers. Bend your elbows. And draw your knees in. Now gently roll to your right side. And bring yourself up to a comfortable seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel good. Right now, just turn it on and feel good. Develop that ability within yourself to change your internal environment, no matter the external environment. Be happy that you've done what you've just done, that you took the time, you moved, you challenged yourself, you gave yourself an opportunity. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yabba dabba doo.